Hello. Hello, people. Hello. Um, I'm booting up the game right now. Sorry for the black screen and no audio. I booted up the game just 5 minutes ago, but the audio wasn't coming through my device for some reason, so I had to restart it. But yeah, here I am playing Tina's again. We are starting a new schedule this week, so it is currently 10 o'clock in the morning Pacific time, rather than noon. And we're only going to be going until 12:30 rather than like 1:30. We're doing 2.5 hours. But yeah, game is up now. Make sure it's coming through stream. Looks like it's good. I don't know. All right, gonna let it boot up. So yeah, it's 10 in the morning. It's a couple hours earlier than I usually stream. Hopefully, this will be my new permanent schedule until until something else comes up, I guess. For the foreseeable future, I'm trying to say. Sorry. Got my coffee right here. So hopefully that should pick me up a little bit. And again, it's not going to be a 3 hour stream, so I think once my brain starts to block out a little bit, I think I'll pretty much be done. So it'll be a little bit lighter on me. All right. If the audio's good, go ahead and get started. Excuse me. Sorry. So today we have we have a few chaos trials to get through. Currently on YouTube, um, last week's streams are going up at this moment. That I'm, when I'm speaking right now, and during stream, I didn't actually get to. I didn't get to do Chaos 10 because I died before the end of the stream, and the game stopped working before I got to try it again. So I ended up recording it. So I did beat it. The YouTube video isn't out right now, but I did beat it. And that was just a pre-recorded video. I ended up having to fight the Dragon Lord again for some reason.
Choose, Fate Maker.
As you can see, I'm level 45 now, where I was level 40 at the end of last week's stream. I don't know why, but I had to fight the Dragon Lord again instead of Vorkanar. And I ended up beating him the first time I got to him. Took a while, took like half an hour to do it, but I got through it. And we got some new guns. I can't remember if we got anything at the end of Trial 9. But at the end of Trial 10, we got this new pistol, which is a frost pistol, so I'm going to use that, because we don't have a frost gun. And we got a new version of the pistol that we already had. It's the same pistol, it's the same element and everything, it's just a different variant. So, we're going to try this out and see if it doesn't work a little bit better. Not that our previous gun did any, bad work for us, but this one seems like it'll do even more damage, so kind of hoping that'll help us as we, progress through the trials. And then we also picked up this shotgun. Is a normal element. It has no element, I guess you could say. Um, Made by Hyperius, and it just seems like a generally good gun, though. So, I'm gonna try it out. Obviously, we still want to use Sword Explosion during like enemies like this, like big old dudes like this. But I don't know. It doesn't hurt to try out a new gun, you know. Seems like this thing actually fires faster as we hold down the trigger. Kind of reloads before we get it up to speed, but yeah, it seems like as we go through the magazine, it gets faster. That's interesting. I think I am going to stick with the sword explosion, though. I still haven't found a shotgun better than that yet, so I'll just keep using that. Oh, he's got a couple legendaries, though. I don't know, maybe there's something in there that we can use. Ah, thought I'd be able to get him before I died. Oh well. Now this gun, when I picked it up off the shrine at the end of Chaos Trial 10, I thought I'd used it before, but I don't think I have. It doesn't seem bad at all. I know an ice weapon's probably not the best one to use against these enemies here, but I feel like during like skeleton fights that will do some pretty good work. Oh my god. I did not realize starting a stream only 2 hours earlier than normal would have my brain in a completely different mindset than I usually am, but here we are. I usually feel pretty refreshed by the time I start stream at noon, but then taking a while to get up to speed.
How is it cold downwind?
I should probably note to myself that these guys spawn in all these different minions and everything, like the little spawnlings or whatever you call them, the children spawnlings. That's kind of diabolical, but whatever those things are called, those things get spawned when those things die. The big ones die, so gotta be careful there. Alright, there we go. First encounter done. Alright. Get hard and medium. Obviously we want the easier one. Is this gun damage? It is. I'll take that. Gotta deal with more clumps. Okay. Not my favorite enemy in the game, but get through it. Yeah, this pistol's still real solid for us, so keep using this for now at least. Did I end up picking up those legendary weapons that were on the ground earlier? I think I might have skipped those. Yeah, I totally did. Wow. Well, we're gonna get those later. You know, from the what is it called? Like the lost and found thingy? Don't know. I'm trying to find or trying to say. What's it called? Can't remember the name of that. I guess it's just lost and found, but yeah, we'll be able to pick those up later. So no biggie. This ain't like a pre-sequel or Borderlands 2, where you just lose legendaries if you get them. So pretty chill week for me so far. It's only Tuesday, so you know, basically just started. My balloon stream went well on the reduced schedule. Felt pretty good afterwards. I was saying during that stream that getting 30 minutes into that stream felt like I was pretty much already done with the stream, which was kind of wild. Because, you know, usually I'm used to like getting to 2 hours within the stream, and I'm like, oh, I still have an hour and a half left to go. Like, I still gotta lock in for a while, but even just getting to 30 minutes then felt like I was done with most of the work already, so felt pretty nice. I ended at a reasonable time. I did have to record my Tina's video that day, so I ended up recording for another hour, so it kind of evened itself out that way, but, you know, still an extra hour that I ended up saving for myself. And I don't have to do any recording today, so I'll have the rest of the day to myself. And over the weekend and yesterday, I was also working on some sheet music. I was editing more sheet music, or like, not music, but tabs, like guitar tabs. I was editing more tabs for fun. I don't do this as a job. If y'all thought I did that as like a side hustle, I don't. I just do it for fun, and yesterday I was doing, not just yesterday, but, you know, throughout the weekend, I was doing an Animals as Leaders song, which is a band from, like, I think 2008 or 2009 or something like that. So I just started their first album. So, you know, I started with not the title track, the opener track, Tempting Time. and I've been working through that for a few days now. And not gonna lie, it's been real annoying. It's been real tedious. But it's definitely the most complicated song I've had to, work on with the sheet music for sure. But I'm most of the way through it now. I think at this point I only have to put in all the details of articulations and accents and stuff like that. Like performance details. So most of the work's already done. I just have to finish it up today, or whenever I get the chance. Yeah, I don't really do that as a job. I don't get any kind of money for it. I don't share it online because I've talked about it before, but again, it's like kind of pirating. It's pretty much illegal to do that. So um, most of the bands whose sheet music I study, they sell their stuff online. So if I were to sell it myself, that'd be illegal. So I don't do that. I just study it for myself. And yeah, like I said, this song that I've been working on, Tempting Time, definitely been the most complicated song I've worked on, period, just in general. Out of all the music I've played in college and all the music I've edited so far from different bands, this one's definitely the most involved. Got a lot of different weird phrasing, and I've had to like break up the time signatures to be a bit more comprehensible, and organize the rhythms so I can actually understand what's going on and all that stuff. So definitely the most time spent just doing that, for sure. It's one of those songs where you kind of don't know what's happening when you first listen to it. You just don't know what's happening at all, theoretically. And even as I was working through it, I would notice things about the song that would make me like go back and change the way I wrote certain things, just so it's more cohesive and more understandable. Like, for example, something I can actually explain. The beginning part of the song is in 4/4. I'm not going to go into the subdivision details because it's all kind of wonky and funky there, but the overall pulse is in 4/4. But at the end of that section, that intro section, you have a bar of 3/4, which kind of comes back as a motif later. There's another section that is in 4/4, but you have 2 bars of 4 and then a bar of 3. So it's kind of like the intro is setting up that next section in a way. Because, you have 4/4, and then right at the end of that section you have 1 bar of 3/4. And all of a sudden, in the next section, you just have 2 bars of 4 followed by a bar of 3. Then you repeat that section over and over again. So it's a bit easier for me to write it as, a couple bars of 4 and a bar of 3, rather than say it's like a bar of, I don't know, like 7 plus 4 or something like that, or 6 plus 5, or 3 plus 8. You know what I mean? Like, if I look at the intro and I'm like, oh, there's bars of 4, and then at the end here there's a bar of 3, it's kind of like this, which is also a couple bars of 4 and a bar of 3, Like, it's kind of self-referential in a way. Reusing the same motifs like that. So there's a lot of stuff like that in the song, where you kind of don't notice it until you get through the entire song. So you have to go back and like reorganize some things to help them make more sense. But yeah, I've been doing that throughout the weekend. Gonna finish it up, like I said, either today or tomorrow. Shouldn't take too long for me to add all those details. When I say details, all I'm doing is going through each part. So there's, I think 3 guitar parts, a bass part, a keyboard part, or like a synth part, and a drum set part. Oh. Oh, hello, hello. Game broken? Game broken? Hello? Uh-oh. Oh, there we go. But yeah, I'm going through each part, and I'm just adding in, like, oh, you have to hit this note a little bit harder, or you have to make this note a little bit shorter, or you have to hit this note really hard, like that, you know? Or you have to hammer on and pull off these notes, or you have to tap these notes with your right hand and your left hand, or something like that, you know? Just those performance details to tell you actually how to play each riff and everything like that. So most of the work's already done, so I don't really need to add too much. I just you know, clean it up and make sure everything's understandable.
Thanks for taking one for the team.
But yeah, I don't know. I want to work through the rest of the album and the rest of their discography, for that matter. But anyone who listens to Animals as Leaders knows that, you know, their first album is probably their simplest work, to be honest. So, got my work cut out for me if I want to do that, for sure. Not to say that their first album is simple, but out of the rest of their work, it's probably the most simple, I would say.
I beg your pardon.
Did I not get that kill? I thought that counted towards me getting up there, but I guess not. Come on. Ah, almost had it. And eventually, once I get a 7-string guitar or an 8-string guitar, I do want to buy one of those, one of each of those eventually for myself. I'm not really in a rush to get them, but eventually I do want to get a 7 or an 8-string. And once I do that, I'll actually be able to learn the music. All I'm doing right now is, you know, editing the sheet music. I'm not actually learning the music, I'm putting it under my fingers. So yeah, once I get those guitars, I'll be able to actually learn their music. Because they rarely use a 6-string, so it's gonna be a while before I can start learning their music. There's no bassist in their band, so they don't do bass parts all that often. If you listen to some of their records, they'll have like a bassist either sit in for the album, or they'll program the bass electronically. So it's not really a real bass player playing it, and they don't use a bass player playing live. So, you know, if I can get a bass part for a certain song, that'd be cool, but for the most part, they don't have bass parts. So I couldn't even learn that if I wanted to. guess some people do kind of just transcribe some of the guitar parts to bass just for fun. So I guess that's an option for me as well, but that's a whole nother session of work there. You have to transcribe the parts from like an 8-string or a 7-string guitar down to like a 5-string bass. And then you have to play it. Like, that's crazy. I've seen some people do it, so it's not impossible. Anyways, I also did watch a couple movies yesterday, a couple Marvel movies. I still do want to catch up with all of the MCU movies. And last night I just finished Hulk and Iron Man 2. So I am making my way towards Avengers 1. I've still got 2 more movies before that though. Gotta watch Thor and Captain America. And I don't think I've seen either of them before. I'm pretty excited to watch them. Hulk and Iron Man 2 were fine. I think I still like Iron Man 1 the best out of all of those films. Not that Hulk and Iron Man 2 are bad. I just don't prefer them, I would say. Like, I would go back and watch Iron Man 1 pretty much any day, but I don't know if I would watch Hulk and Iron Man 2 any given day. Do you resist poison damage? Maybe a little bit. And I know Captain America 1, people say is a pretty great movie, so I'm pretty excited about that one. And I don't really know about Thor 1. I know people talk about Thor 2 a lot as being not that great of a movie, but Thor 1 I don't really know about. All I know is that he kind of just shows up on Earth. They're trying to learn about him, and he's trying to learn about the culture of Earth, all that stuff, with Jane Foster. I don't really know any specifics about the movie. Any, like, specific plot points or the villains or the you know, the other side characters and all that stuff. So I don't know if I'll watch it today or not. I'll probably watch it today. Definitely have time, but I don't know. To be honest, I'm kind of just trying to get past the Avengers movie. I know after that movie you have like Captain America 2, which is like, I've heard is like top tier. Iron Man 3, which I like as a movie. I've seen that one before. Thor 2, which like I said is probably not so great, but whatever. Age of Ultron, which I enjoy. And then after that you have like Doctor Strange, which I also really enjoy. Civil War, Homecoming, all that stuff. So I'm trying to just get past the Avengers 1 movie. I think I'll start enjoying myself a little bit more with the MCU. Oh, that's right. We did pick up another Dazzler earlier. I don't think we're going to use it, though. We had a Dazzler earlier, and we didn't really get to use it. I just kind of prefer this lightning spell. Also, game breaking. Game is definitely breaking here, so. Oh, God. This is the wrong spell. Where's my spell? Where's my lightning spell? Oh, there it is.